I'm going to be honest. Preseason football is a tough watch. We're seeing all the stars sit on the sidelines. In CeeDee Lamb's case, getting run over by a referee. He doesn't know the rules, he said, because he's usually on the field when we have the ball. That's fair. Dak in street clothes. I mean, it's just a tough watch, guys. It really is. But us football nerds, more specifically us Cowboy nerds, we tune in. We want to see who maybe is going to be the bright shining star. Where almost everybody in media, including social media, things like YouTube and Twitter, they talk about, oh, this guy's having a great camp. He's so awesome, blah, 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 blah. Oh, my goodness. He's just tearing up. He's tearing it up against other second and third stringers, right? Well, now we still watch. It's a little appetizer before the main course starts in September, but it's tough. It's tough to watch. But you don't have to. You can just turn here and I'll give you the best information I can. So, evidently, I have forgotten about somebody that has been a lifelong special teamer. I didn't realize this guy is 35 years old. He's about to be on the Cowboys for his 8th season. He also played for the Falcons. He had a brief stint with the 49ers. But this guy is number 29, C.J. Goodwin. Now, he's a secondary guy. He's actually played a little safety, but he's more like a third or fourth string corner. If he's ever out there playing corner during a real-time NFL game, the game's out of hand or there have been more injuries to the team than you could ever possibly imagine. But this guy hustles. He's a special teams captain in the past, a la Bill Bates, although Bill Bates actually had defenses named after him. But C.J. Goodwin will be on this team. It may come a time where they maybe approach him before the season starts and tell him, hey, look, dude, you've been a great run, but you're a special teams guy and you're in your late 30s. It's probably about time. And I'm sure he sees the writing on the wall. He's had a good NFL career, played till his mid-30s and doesn't even start. He's 1 in 1,000 because there's lots of special teamers that make 2, 3, 4 seasons and then they're out of here because they start having to get paid more. The veteran minimum goes up at 3 years. After 3 full years, you get lifelong health care. So he's well past that. Now he's just playing for the love of the game. And actually, every now and then, he'll cause a fumble on special teams. He hustles. He makes lots of special teams tackles. He's a better than average special teams player. That's about the extent of him. Playing on the team though. Other special teams players I haven't discussed yet. Brandon Aubrey. He of the possible 70-yard field goal guy. This guy last year missed 7 kicks. That's the most he's ever missed. He was still 40 of 47, so he's over 80%. However, in today's NFL, you'd like to see 90%. But however, of those 7 misses, 3 were over 50 yards. I believe 2 were over 60 yards. He did miss 2 from 30 to 39. He missed 2 from 40 to 49. Really, out of him, that's an off year. Only missing, we want him to miss 3 kicks. He missed 2 his rookie year. He was 36 of 38. And this guy has the record for kicking the most 60-yard field goals in the same game. He's got 2 60-plus yard field goals in a game. So he's definitely a positive. As far as our special teams go, our field goal is A+. Our punting is about a B to a B+. Brian Anger, he was 12th last year, or actually the whole punt coverage team was 12th out of 32. And the way they rank that is your net yardage. Say if you punt the ball 50 yards downfield and the guy returns it 10, then you got a 40-yard net average. His was 42.7. Now, see, another way that works, say if you're at the 42-yard line and for whatever reason they decide not to try a 60-yard field goal with Brandon Aubrey, and Brian Anger goes out there from the 42 and he punts it into the end zone. That is only a 22-yard net because, as most of you guys know, the ball goes into the end zone on a punt, hasn't been touched by a return man. It comes out to the 20-yard line. It's just a 22-yard net. So with that, that's not the result they're looking for. It'd be better if he just popped it up and somebody caught a fair catch at the 10 because those 10 yards matter. Now, between these two guys, C.J. Goodwin, of course, on the return game, we have the return man extraordinaire. Last year, as he was running away from the Commanders with a touchdown, that he caught the ball or tried to catch the ball about the 9-yard line, fumbled it, went back, picked it up at the 5, ran up to the 9, did a full 360 spin, and then left everyone behind. KaVontae Turpin. And he also scores some touchdowns occasionally, out of the wide receiver spot, be it a jet sweep or a bubble screen, or I'd like to see him catch a deep pass because this guy can fly. All 153 pounds of him. That's why as soon as somebody gets their hands on him, he goes down pretty hard. Deuce Vaughn still trying to make the team at special teams. We'll see how he does. The 5'5" guy. Been on the team twice, the last 2 seasons, so we'll see how he does. And then we also, last night, we saw Jalen Tolbert catch a punt. Now, he's number 3 wide receiver. He really kind of starts at wide receiver if we go out there with 3. Well, anyway, he caught a punt at the 13, took it all the way to the 37. That's 24 yards on a punt return, well above the 10.4 average that Turpin has. But, of course, Turpin did that over a full season. Jalen Tolbert had 1 punt return against a bunch of guys that probably aren't going to be on the team for the Rams. And, again, let's talk about why this doesn't matter as far as the final score goes. 80 to 90% of these guys that we saw play in the first game aren't going to make the team. Out of the 10 to 20% of the guys that we saw in the first game, they're going to be on the team. They're going to be backups. There's very few starters out there. I saw Maurice Liufau, and he played pretty good. He's good. He did well, played about a half of football, maybe a little less. He doesn't need to be back on the field anymore. He's one of our best linebackers. Why get hurt in a preseason game? Not necessary. Well, with saying all that, we don't want to get anybody else hurt like Guyton or anybody else. The Eagles had a big loss. One of their starting offensive linemen went down, and he's going to be out for the season. So that's a plus for us. I don't like to see any of these young guys get hurt. All these guys are 20-something-year-old millionaires, and they make all their money, and they're planning, hopefully generational wealth on their health. So, I'm going to say this isn't going to be very popular, but as a Cowboy fan, say a prayer for that Eagle. Say a prayer that he heals up and he can come back to the sport he loves. Makes it a better game when both teams are at full strength. Well, Johnny B. Cowboy, signing out. God loves you. I'm trying. Y'all try to love me back too. Like, subscribe, and share. See you guys later. Yeehaw!